such a pessimist, right? I am such a pessimist that I'm like, they ain't gonna have my medicine. But I'm like, I was trying to think positive. I just had a feeling. And they did not have my medicine. Greetings, family. Welcome back to another Travel with Tete story time. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why I swear by Moringa. On November 10th, 2021, I went to the local hospital. Unfortunately, I did look like a homeless person and I was treated as such. Yes, there is racism even in the hospital. Now, the nurse that was assigned to me was upset that I refused to take another COVID test. I had already taken a COVID test at Walgreens and the results were negative. Family, you have a right to refuse a test, and that is exactly what I did, which upset the nurse. She ran back and told the doctor that I wasn't treating her properly, so the doctor comes in to reprimand me, or so she thought. She tried to tell me hospital protocol, they have to do a flu test, they have to do a COVID test, and I refused both of them because I kept telling them that it was malaria. I have no idea why she was pushing these tests so hard, but after my refusal, she then said, "Could you please treat my nurses better because they're having a hard time?" That is when I informed her of my background in hospital administration. And I told her that I thanked everyone when I walked in the door because I know it's not easy, especially during COVID. She then tried to walk out the door and I said, "No, you wanted to talk, so let's talk." I then explained to her why her nurse was upset with me and reiterated hospital policy as a patient. A male nurse then came in to take my blood and told me that the nurse asked him to do it. I said fine. Then I went into lawyer mode and told him that this hospital does not want me to sue them. I was already carrying a business suitcase because I knew I was going to be there for a while, so I brought all of my electronics and my work with me. I also told him I was in law school and looked him right in his eyes and asked him, "Does this hospital want me to sue them?" And he said, "No, ma'am." I cannot express to you the severity of being your own advocate, in this case, my own medical advocate. He then took my blood and left, and I was left to lie down on these chairs and freeze to death until my blood results returned. The female nurse returned with my blood results and said, "Oh, you were right. You have malaria. Kudos to you." I said, "Ma'am, yes, I know my body." She then went and found me a reclining chair while the doctor searched for hours to find the medicine. Here's what happened next. 11/11. These are my video diaries. So since October 29th, 10 days after leaving Senegal, I started getting sick. I started having headaches, fevers, no energy, just super fatigued. So yesterday, which was 11/10, I went to the emergency room and got tested for malaria, and it tested positive. I was almost on my way out off the continent, y'all. I was only in Senegal for maybe from 10:40 to 6:20. Well, my flight left at 9:20, but I left the hotel at like 7. The driver, he was the only one that got a great night's sleep. He got paid a ridiculous amount of money. Real talk, I should have paid $200 for the hotel room because that's what I ended up paying for his crooked behind and the other guy that went and got him, who kept saying, "Oh, it's the driver, it's the driver." Well, you the one went and got this driver. Did you not know the driver? You just picked a random driver? So yeah, I tested positive for malaria. I left Senegal on the 19th. Exactly 10 days later, which is the gestation period, I started having headaches and a fever. So everyone thought it was COVID, right? Because that is that day and age. but I knew it wasn't COVID. Because it kept going and coming. Like I would wake up in the morning, I'm good. And as the day went on, I'm like, oh, I got a headache. And then I'm shivering. I'm like, oh man, I got a fever. And that's what happened. I ended up having a fever. I think the highest one was 102.2. Right now it's 100.5. I just took a Motrin. But the problem is if I was on the continent with malaria, I would be fine, right? But I'm here in the States with malaria in Arizona. No hospital had any medication. It's not severe, it's uncomplicated, but no matter what, I have no energy. I walk like a 95-year-old woman. My head is hurting constantly, right? I'm just thinking like, okay, is this what it means to die? Like, I was supposed to go pick up the medication today at 6 p.m. They had to order it. I get there. I finally throw some clothes on. I look like a homeless person for real. I'm like, whatever. As long as I'm covered up, I don't care. I can't. I have no energy. So I get there. Mind you, I was on hold for an hour. And when I get to the pharmacy, I hear one call, holding. I heard it like I was only standing in the line for 1 minute. So they never answered the phone. No hospital has the medication. If I have to get on a damn airplane to go and get some medication, I will. Who the F wants to come back to America where all the medications are and the best doctors, from what they say, to die from malaria? So, that hotel is a gift that keeps on giving. They gave my ASS malaria. It's so weird that I've been in the Gambia how long and I've never, ever, ever caught malaria. I was in Senegal for 8 days, 8 hours at the most. And the mosquito said, I got you. You're not leaving the continent without this gift. I swear, they always say that God won't put more on you than you can bear. And they say, oh, African women, we're so strong. Dang it. I mean, we are, but this strong stick is about to break. I started crying in CVS because I'm like, what the heck? Like, y'all couldn't call and tell me that y'all didn't order it until today? So, God willing, with their next order, they ordered it today, so it should be there tomorrow. It's not coming in the morning. It's coming about 4. They said they get their shipment around 2, so they told me to call around 2 and then show up around 4. One of my subscribers have been a rock since I was in the Gambia, right? Thank God she doesn't live too far away from me. She was like, I'll come down, and she's plant-based. I'll come down, I'll cook for you. I'm like, yeah, because I can't. I've been trying to make this vegan baked ziti for like forever. And I'm like, okay, let's cook this. I made my veggie burgers, I made my collard greens. I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna make my baked ziti. The headache, just pressure. And then it's like, I'm like, ooh, I'm shivering. I'm like, ooh, I'm cold. I'm like, oh man, the fever's coming. You see where I'm laying? And for a person that has a type A personality that came back, hit the ground running, I have things to do. I ain't got time for this. I have no energy. I have brain fog. I get lightheaded. I feel like I'm a fall. Like I saw my ex-security go through malaria. I kept saying, you need to go get checked. Oh, when I'm feeling like this, I just need to go and exercise. He is special education, y'all. He really is. He video chatted with me. He's laying down. He's half dead. Next time he video chats with me, he's at the basketball court. Oh, I almost died, babe. This, that, and the third. I'm like, well, who the hell goes to the basketball court where you have no energy? The boy almost died. But guess who saved his life? Guess who took him to the hospital? Me. And look at the thanks he gave me. He better be so happy that I'm not a typical woman from the West, because I would have left his ass dead. I would have left him for dead. And for his bleaching sister, for her to just go and say all these lies about me. Why, are you mad because your husband keep looking at me? That's why I don't like coming over there, because your husband keeps looking at me improperly. You see it. That's why you like, Munas, Yankee nice, with your fake ass. Your fake ass skin. You got 6 beautiful brown children, and you're showing them what? That Allah didn't make you pretty enough, so you gotta go bleach your skin? Too bad. Too bad. But yeah, man, I saved his damn life, and now I got malaria. I can't believe it though, right? I've been on the continent for how long and never got malaria. The day that I'm leaving out, the perfect mosquito says, got you. Man, I'm telling y'all, I keep telling y'all that, I want to write a book. And the creator and the ancestors keep giving me more and more details. What are the odds? I swear, y'all, I couldn't make this ish up if I tried. I'm laughing now. 3 hours ago, I was crying like, y'all want me to die? Y'all trying to kill me. So the guy working at the pharmacy decides, I don't think he's the pharmacist the way he was dressed. I could be wrong. They dress any kind of way they want. Some girl came to a wedding. It was an occupational therapist. She came to a wedding with green hair, a tank top, some cowgirl boots, and some booty cutter shorts. I said, did she wear this to the wedding? Who the hell? Where her home training come from? I told him, I was like, oh, y'all don't know, malaria is serious. I could die. So he gets on his iPhone and says, oh, you'll be okay. You have the uncomplicated version of malaria. Okay. But it's uncomplicated until when? Because it's uncomplicated and then it's severe, right? When my ex-security, he came out the room, he was disheveled. I was like, oh, what's wrong with you? I ain't never seen you like this before. He just had clothes on. Now I understand why the clothes was just hanging on him and he didn't even care they were wrinkled. I get it. If y'all see how I was in the emergency room yesterday or what I just threw on to go to the pharmacy, I don't even give a F, right? This headache, this fever, my ankles are sore, like my joints are sore, like I've been running for 35 days. But, people will try to downplay what you're going through. And they would try to downplay what you're going through just because it's not them. But he has no idea what I'm going through. He has no idea that I have no energy to do anything. I have no energy to even walk to the kitchen to get some orange juice or some water. Now, I know I'm sick because I don't have an appetite. And your girl like to eat. I don't have an appetite. So I might take my subscriber up on her offer. She's like, I'll come and see you. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'll come and cook for you. Yes, sister, come on. I was so happy that I thought I was going to get my medicine today, but I'm such a pessimist, right? I am such a pessimist that I'm like, they ain't going to have my medicine. But I'm like, I was trying to think positive. I just had a feeling. And they did not have my medicine. So hopefully tomorrow they will have it. I can start taking it. They say it's only 3 or 4 doses. I only have to take it for 3 or 4 days. And then I have an appointment with at an infectious disease doctor's office on Monday. So maybe, the ancestors and the universe is just telling me, baby girl, you need to rest. You've been through a lot these 12 months and you've been handling it like a G. But my body said, boo-boo. You need to rest a little bit more. So I did this video with this on. Sorry. Until next time, pray for me that I get my medication very soon. I do not want to die in the states of malaria. If it's out of state, then I'm going to get on a damn airplane and I'm going to get this medication. Ain't no way I come back to the States to die from malaria What the F? At least it's not COVID. I guess I would have felt better if it was COVID. My friend was like, girl, what you going to take a COVID test for? She said, you said you get a headache, it goes away. You get a fever, it goes away. That ain't COVID. COVID not letting up. Jacked up over here. So, until next time, you all, you be safe and take care. Hello, my beautiful people. How are you? Tay has been going through it. But, I just want to say, like, today is the first day that I felt like myself since October 29th. I am feeling much better. I have not taken my medication for malaria yet. I'm going to pick it up, but I am truly grateful that I was eventually able to find a pharmacy that had the prescription. It's been hell, y'all. So I've been sick. You know, I left Senegal on the 19th, and on the 29th, I started presenting symptoms of malaria. So everyone thought that it was COVID. So I went and I took a COVID test just before my appointment with my primary care physician. It came back negative, which I knew I didn't have COVID. So she prescribed, gave me a referral to go to an infectious disease doctor and to get some blood work because she didn't know anything about malaria. So I ended up going to the emergency room on Wednesday. I had a fever of 102.2. That was the highest. I think the lowest was like 100 point something. It would go and come. I would start with a headache, and then eventually I have a fever. Now I really don't have an appetite. I've been dealing with this for 2 weeks. There's a 10-day gestation period. So the 19th is when I left Senegal. 10 days later, I presented with these symptoms. So, yeah, your girl, oh man, I tell you, my African experience this time, man, I've been through everything. From being scammed to being robbed to getting malaria. So I have to laugh, you know. I was crying last night because they couldn't find the medication anywhere. When I went to the emergency room, it wasn't a good experience. And I normally have a good experience. You know, I've only been to this emergency room once before, but my food and my exercise is my medication. So they couldn't find the medication anywhere. They were on the phone with the CDC for hours trying to find the right medication to give. It was horrible. It was horrible. Then they said, oh, we found a CVS. Man, I don't like CVS anyway. And this has solidified my dislike of CVS. They said that they will order it. They said my medication would be there 11/11 at 6 p.m. How the heck is my medication going to be ready at 6 p.m. and y'all close at 6 p.m.? That's the first thing, right? Second thing is I tried to call the next day, the day that the prescription was supposed to have been there, which was Thursday evening. I mustered up enough strength, because malaria takes all of your energy. Oh my God. You're so fatigued. So I go down there. It's about 20-25 minutes away from my home. I'm on hold the whole time, right? I'm calling. I stood in line for 1 minute while the automated system kept saying, pharmacy, one call. Pharmacy. I heard it like 10 times. While I'm standing in line, I was on hold for a whole hour. So I finally, you know, get to the line, and she's like, oh, we ordered it. You ordered it? Well, we just ordered it today. Oh, dang. The automated system says this, that, and the third. Oh, so then the other guy is like, well, that's not always correct. You know, I'm like, what the hell? Then y'all need it. Oh my God, I can't do. I was like, so I called customer service and I was like, you know, I just gave some feedback. It's like, you know, you're not just dealing with people that are just getting, you know, a Motrin, opioid, whatever. Like, malaria is life and death. So then I called the next day and he was like, oh, well, I did a little bit more research about them ordering it. It's on back order. It's more than one medication for malaria, number one. He says it's on back order. I said, well, why did y'all tell me that you all were ordering it? He said, well, our policy is to tell everyone that we will order it and it will be here within 24 hours, no matter if it's true or not. I was like, well, that's misleading, right? Whatever. So now I'm on the hunt for this medication, right? So on my way home, like now I'm being emotional because I'm like, I don't know, like I didn't come back to America to die from malaria, right? And then it's the weekend. I have to go into Walgreens and fill this medication. I just stopped by Walgreens last night and I said, let me just go talk to the pharmacist. I talked to the pharmacist and just so happens that they did have medication for malaria. Because for the hospital to tell me they don't have any medication for malaria anywhere in the city, that sounds crazy, right? No hospitals has it. The guy from CVS is telling me like, oh well, due to COVID, all the manufacturers are on back order for a lot of prescriptions. Long story short, I ended up contacting the hospital that I went to, tried to speak to the doctor to see if someone will order the medication. They said that doctor wasn't there. I called my PCP to see if they would prescribe the medication. If my PCP is not on call, then another doctor is not going to prescribe a medication for me, and they didn't see me. I have an appointment with the infectious disease doctor on Monday, but they can't help me right now because I haven't seen them, so I'm not officially a patient. So imagine all of those things happening. But last night I received a phone call from the hospital and they said, did you just call about a malaria prescription? And I'm like, yeah. They were like, oh, we just mysteriously found one on the desk. It's only 8%, maybe 6 to 8% African people in Arizona. So I don't know if they were trying to kill me, but I'm persistent. I'm assertive. And I am an advocate for my own everything, whether it's medical, whether it's legal. I'm an advocate for myself. So I just went and picked up the prescription. I'm about to take it to Walgreens and fill it so I do not die of malaria. That's what I've been up to since the 29th. Half dead, dying. Until next time, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. So you all will not believe that I have to go back to the emergency room for them to evaluate me in order for them to write a proper prescription. This is crazy. I mean, it's you really don't want to think that people are trying to kill you, but all of this for them to just write a prescription, and the doctor is just like, well, you know, he was like, do you see where I'm coming from? Like, you're just a person that's calling on the phone. I don't know you. You need to be evaluated again. Y'all can't go into my file and see what's going on. Now, that doctor may have been looking to score another emergency room fee. Thankfully, the pharmacist wrote everything down on the paper and the contact information so that whomever I spoke to would just be able to call her and electronically give her all the information. So back to the hospital I headed. At the emergency room front desk, I started telling my story. And it just so happens that a nurse was there. She had overheard the conversation when I was on the phone. She came out to me, got the piece of paper, called the pharmacist, and put in all the information for me to get my prescription. Hope you enjoyed Travel with Tete Storytime, My Malaria Nightmare. Please visit travelwithtete.com for your 6-ounce package of West African Moringa leaf powder. Again, Moringa is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or illnesses without consulting with a physician first. However, Moringa is also a superfood rich in vitamins and minerals, amino acids, antioxidants. It fights inflammation, lowers blood sugar levels, lowers cholesterol, protects the liver, protects against arsenic toxicity, but most importantly for me, it fought against a parasitic infection also known as malaria. I put it in my tea, I put it in my smoothies, I put it in my protein shakes. Please make sure to visit travelwithtete.com to get yours now. Thanks for watching.